Hey besties, welcome in. My name is Sabrina, for those of you who don't know me yet. So today, I'm kind of just in the mood to mood read, okay? So I have a couple of things that I just want to talk to you about before we get into what we're gonna read for July. So the first is that your girl got some new bookshelves. These are everybody's favorite bookshelves from IKEA, right? You've seen Billy before. We don't need to talk about that. I had some old bookshelves that were like the standard Target one that came out of my closet when we redid the closets, and they served their purpose, but they were honestly falling over. And partially that is because we have baseboards and they don't accommodate baseboards. And so there was only so much that I could do to prevent them from falling over. So Billy is made to accommodate your baseboards. So A+ for that, IKEA. And the other reason is because I had a lot of unread books and I just was having trouble keeping track of them, categorizing them, etc., etc. Now, a lot of these books I bought in the month of May for my treat yourself because it's your birthday situation. That's neither here nor there, okay? That's neither here nor there. It is what it is. But the fact is, I got new bookshelves and it's loosely organized. I mean, should we do a very, very quick bookshelf tour? Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's do that. I'm just going to show you guys briefly what we got going on here. So here we have some general fiction books on this side. And there's not a rhyme or reason to this. It's just the best that I could do. I've also got some completed fantasy series there. And then down here at the bottom, I've got some standard fantasy. This is my V.E. Schwab and Leigh Bardugo shelf. Now, granted, these are all unread books. So I have more in the other room from each of these people. And then this is just some general fantasy stuff that I had. I think this shelf is series where I only have one or two of the books in the series, and then this one is meant to be standalone books as best as I could do. Then here in the middle shelf, I've just got some camera equipment down there, but this shelf is chonkers. These are our big chunky books. This shelf is just random fantasy books that had sprayed edges. They didn't really fit anywhere else. I guess I should continue the fantasy. These are fantasy books that are tall. No, seriously, that's what that is. These are fantasy books where it's kind of the same, where I only have one or two of the series, but they're sprayed edges. And then these are the rest of the fantasy books I didn't know where to put. They didn't fit anywhere else. If we come back above this, I have some blind date with the books. Those, I believe, are romances. They're for summer. We're going to talk about that in a second. But we got romances, more romances. And then I've got some pretty romance books. I thought the books were pretty and or they didn't fit anywhere else. Like I said, this is loosely organized. And then over here, I've got mystery thrillers. And I've got sci-fi. I don't know if you can see behind that. Actually, I can just move it for you. Look, there you go. See? Got some sci-fi books and then some hardcover books. We'll talk about that in a second. And then here I have some sprayed edge hardcover books. Now, y'all know Mama does not do hardcover books. It's not that I hate it. Listen, I hate a deckled edge. I'm not going to ever try to get myself used to reading a deckled edge book. It's not happening, okay? Hardcover, it's not that I hate it. It's just it does not feel great in my hands. If I am in a place where I can lay the hardcover book down and just flip the page, I'm okay. I did also, for my birthday, my sister got me one of those page holder thingies. And so that comes in handy for hardcover books too. What my thought process is if I get pretty sprayed edge books that are hardcover, that will make me enjoy them a little bit more. And maybe then I'll just become a hardcover lover. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's my hope. So I got some of the books that I've been wanting. And trying to tell myself, no, you have to wait and see if they come out the sprayed edge when they release the paperback book in a year. Well, no mas. I just got them. Okay? All right. That is all to say that it's July. It is hotter than sin outside. I mean, ay Dios mío. It is so hot. And so I would like to read summer books. Now, here's my one last disclaimer before we get into what summer books I'm going to read. I don't know if you can see it in the shot. It might be a little too low for you to see. I'm just gonna tilt you down just a little bit. You see it? You see her? Mm-hmm. So here's what happened. I don't want you guys to think that I ran out and bought a TBR cart, because I did not. I mean, the whole thing behind me is a TBR cart, right? That's not what happened. This cart has been with me for over a decade. I used to have a business, like a crafting business, like, you know, Etsy style. And this cart contained all of my like daily use items that I needed either on my computer or I had to go over to the printing area. And so I would just roll the cart back and forth across the office when I owned a business. Okay, business is now defunct. And at some point I started putting all my planner supplies on it because I had so many and I didn't need my business stuff anymore. So I started putting planner stickers and pens and rulers and hole punches and stuff on it. Well, earlier this year, I totally gave up on planners. Okay. I think they'll come back at some point. So I saved all the stuff. I put it in my office closet where things like that should go. And they're now in a little graveyard. And I had the cart sitting around and I'm like, oh, the other girlies have one of these little rolly carts and they use them as their TBR cart. And I'm like, well, why not me? Why not me? So this happened to me over on TikTok one time when Water Talk became a thing. I had everything you needed for Water Talk already in my house. Like, it just already existed in my house. All I did was go collect it from random places and then put it all together in one spot and called myself a Water Talker. But now I am a TBR cart girly. So what I think is, it's so freaking hot outside, okay? I want to read summer books. I have a lot of summer books behind me. I have a lot of non-summer books behind me. I think what I want to do is I want to take the books off the shelf that are summer books, put them on the TBR cart. I want to then pick from there what I want to read, like maybe 2 books, possibly 3. Like, I think most of the summer e-books are fairly short. So 2 to 3 books that I want to read. Maybe I'll find some prompts or something to help me pick. I don't know. I don't know how I want to pick, but I know what I want to do. And that is I want to pull the summer books off my shelves. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see. So I don't think, I mean, these are summer for sure. I don't know if this is summer, but it's giving summer. Like, look at this cover. I mean, it's giving Hawaii, so we're gonna call it summer. It literally says summer in the title. And here we're swimming. Slow burn summer? You're kidding me. 7 days in June. I mean, it happened in June, right? Y'all know. Okay, so I wasn't sure if this was summery, but I'm reading the back, and first of all, her hometown of Vienna Shores, North Carolina. Y'all know I love a book that supposedly takes place locally. Oh, it says something about sand, surf, concerts. So, I mean, it's definitely giving summer vibes, right? So, and it just came out. It just came out, which is what made me think that it was summer in the first place. So we're adding it to the cart. Okay, I think that might be the extent of our summer books. So let me give you a little rundown of the cart and then we'll pick what I want to read first. Friends, I don't know what I was doing. Somehow I totally forgot about my hardcover situation. There's a couple more books. Hello, how could I have forgotten about this? Talk about summer coated. I don't know if this is truly summer or not, but like, she's giving summer. And then also, hello. Okay, so listen, me and my floor videos, like I do not have any idea how to film on the floor, but I'm doing it anyway. So this is like the summer TBR cart. We have a good mix. I mean, we got some Emily Henry up here, Alex Astor. I feel like this is like the greatest hits. We also have Carly Fortune, Allie Hazelwood, Ashley Poston. We have actually 2 Emily Henrys here. And then some others, like we got Tia Williams, and then the Jenny Han series. So here's the thing. I need to pick what book I want to start reading, and I don't know what I should do, but we could just do a random number generator to pick the first one. So why don't we do that? And we got, well, there's 21 books here, but I can't really read the 2 and 3 of this one. So let's just say we have 19 books. So from 1 to 19. Okay, so I've got my random number generator and you can see that it is just, I have 1 through 19, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pick number 1. Okay, well, I guess that means we're gonna read Beach Read by Emily Henry. I will be honest with you, I do not know what this is about, but someone told me I should read it. It happens on the beach. The edition that I got is very pretty with her sprayed edges. So it fit into my theme of sprayed edge hardcover books. I'm sure everybody knows what this is about because I feel like everybody's already read this but me. I feel like that's a lot of books because I don't read them right when they come out. Oh my God, you guys. Oh no, hold on. Okay, so I opened this up to read it. It says Augustus Everett is an acclaimed author of literary fiction. January Andrews writes best-selling romance. When she pens a happily ever after, he kills off his entire cast. They're polar opposites. In fact, the only thing they have in common is that for the next 3 months, they're living in neighboring beach houses, broke and bogged down with writer's block. Then one hazy evening, one thing leads to another, and they strike a deal designed to force them out of their creative ruts. Augustus will spend the summer writing something happy, and January will pen the next great American novel. She'll take him on field trips worthy of any rom-com montage, and he'll take her to interview surviving members of a backwoods death cult, obviously. Everyone will finish a book, and no one will fall in love. Really. So the reason that I freaked out when I opened this, because one thing I do when I read a hardcover is I take the dust jacket off. When I opened this, the cover, so pretty. I don't know if you can, it's probably being washed out completely, but it's yellow and it says, "I feel overwhelmed that you exist." So that's obviously a quote from the book. And I just, oh my God, that already has me pulled in because, can I be mushy for just a second? That's kind of how I feel about my husband, and not kinda. That's how I feel about my husband. I'm so grateful, so fortunate to have him, and the idea of being overwhelmed that he exists, that really resonates with me. So I don't know how this happens in the book, but I'm already so into it based on that quote that is on the actual hardcover itself. Let's go read Emily Henry's Beach Read. And then after that, I will just pick another one. Okay? Sounds good to me. Welcome to Sabrina Reads and Roams, to the beautiful TBR cart. Hey, at least I didn't go out and buy one. I already had it. You can see she's old. You can see if I showed you a close-up, you would see that she's kind of dirty. But anyway. Okay, so it's a few days since I picked the book out and I'm just starting. Full disclosure, I had a very busy weekend. This is funny so far. I don't know. I guess it's a rom-com, but I don't know if I knew that it was going to be funny. You know what? Does that make sense? I'm 3 chapters in and I've already laughed out loud 4 times. I am outside. I'm participating in Herkian, so that's the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. And there is a prompt that requires you to read a whole book outside. So that's what I'm doing. I'm outside in my pajamas. It is morning time, but I need to stop for a moment because I need to go to work. But I'll be back outside on my lunch break if it's not too gross outside. We're waiting on a tropical storm, so it's humid and disgusting and rainy. So it's not the best time to be outside, but I'm committed to this, so I'm doing it. I don't know exactly what I was expecting other than it's mass TikTok hysteria popular book. But I'm digging it so far, so. Okay, so I'm almost 100 pages into this book. First of all, this is a quick read, so I am impressed with how readable it is. The font's not super tiny on the pages or anything like that, but it's also just really funny and super relatable, which is okay. It's nice that it's a quick read because I don't know what made me think that reading outside in the middle of July would be a good idea because it's hot. I am hot. The ceiling fan is on out here. You can hear everybody's AC going because it's hot. But this is what I chose to do. I'm going to stick with it. So I also just find myself relating to January. The situation where she goes to book club and things are just like out of hand, that's so perfectly me. I'm gonna leave that a little bit vague. So if you have not read the book already, tune out for just a second. I'll put on the screen when you should come back because I'm gonna drop some spoiler really quick. But as I was saying, when she's at book club for the first time and she's there with like her dad's mistress and also this guy from college that she like almost or kinda or sorta didn't bang but is pretending not to know, like that's so perfectly Sabrina in her 20s. Like situations like that are things that happen to me on the regular, and like I don't know if happen to me is the appropriate word because I feel like I put myself in those situations, so it's clearly like my own fault, but like that's just, I don't know, I was reading it and I was like, oh, it's me in my 20s. Like the time that I was on a yacht with my ex-boyfriend, a new boyfriend, and we were all at my ex-boyfriend's wedding. So yeah, I'm finding January to be like a relatable character. I am having a good time and I'm a good times reader, so that is the most important thing. The AC just turned back on, so that's my cue to stop. Okay, so I am like 200 pages in. It's taken me a little bit longer to read this book than I had originally planned for it to, just because I had so much going on and the weather's been kind of crappy, and I'm trying to maintain this as the book that I read outside for part of my Herkit challenge. I don't know, like I like the book, but sometimes I'm like, girl, come on. Like, I think it's just me. I'm not like a very romantic person. I'm not a very romantic person, so I think maybe it's just me where I'm like, come now. Like the whole like, oh, insecurity, like, oh my god, I don't know if he likes me, like what does this mean? Because I'm very much like, okay, so we're gonna get married, or like what are we doing? You know what I mean? So I just like don't relate to that sometimes, and I'm like, girl, get it together. Like I don't think men are that complicated. I like page 206. 206, there's 369 pages total, so I'm a little over halfway. I still like it. January is starting to frustrate me just a little bit because her insecurity. And like as a romance writer, like I don't know, I feel like maybe she should have a firmer grasp on this. Like maybe she should have better insight into like the mind of men. I don't even know. I don't even know if that's true. It's just what I feel like. Let's keep reading and I'll be back with final report. Okay, y'all, I had to come inside because it is so miserably hot outside. I'm like sweating in places that I didn't even know could sweat. But anyway, that's disgusting. I'm like 85% of the way done with the book. I mean, I think I only have like 60, 70 pages max to go before I finish. But like, I didn't want to forget this. I am not an outdoor girly. So there's a whole part where they're essentially camping. I mean, they're not camping, but they're essentially camping. And it's like rainy and gross and they're like doing it. And then like they put those clothes back on. Like, how do you put damp clothes back on when you're outside? I mean, it's not like they had a choice, but like, and then they put those clothes back on, and it's not like they go home and get showered up and everything. They're like out and about having a good time. They're having breakfast at the diner. They're going book shopping. Like, you need to go home and take a shower. Like, I would absolutely die. I would have a panic attack because my clothes are moist. I feel grody. Like, I haven't brushed my teeth. Like, what are you talking about? It was very distracting. I think it was supposed to be cute and romantic, but it was very distracting for me. So absolutely not. Miss me with that. I want a nice indoor romance, okay? Like that's what I'm focused on, is indoors with the AC, with the shower, running water, all those things. That's what I want. That's what's romantic to me. Don't take me outside for romance, please. Never. No, we're not. It's not happening. I have finished the Upside Down book. I have finished Beach Read by Emily Henry. I read the entirety of this book outside on my back patio porch. It's an enclosed porch, a screened in porch. There we go. On my screened in back porch. And that was part of a challenge for Herkyed. At the time of filming this, I'm not sure the order of the videos. I think the Herkyed video is already up, so I will post that and explain it to you if you don't know what Herkyed is. A summer read, I read Beach Read was my first one. It was my first Emily Henry, and I forced myself to read a hardcover book. The edges were cute. So I don't know, this book, I liked it. I gave it a 3.5 stars. I liked it. I had a good time. I got a little bit frustrated with our girl January at certain points, but I think it's just because I'm not a romantic person. Like, that's not my strong suit, being romantic. And so some of the things that she kind of struggled with, I was like, girl, why don't you just ask him? Like, but I realized that most people are gonna like internalize, they're gonna struggle with, oh, does he like me? Does he not like me? I don't know. And I do that in friendships. I just don't do it in romantic relationships. I'd be like, do you like me or no? Because if it's a no, then like, whatever. I'm pretty sure my husband will tell you I'm the least romantic person on the planet. So I think I struggled with that for those reasons, but I can recognize that's a normal response to everything that January was going through in her life. I do like that it wasn't like an overly saccharine sweet romance. You know, sometimes we just get off in the deep end of this, but you know, she had like real life things going on. I don't want to give it away for those of you who have not read this book yet, but I'll just say I do like Emily Henry's writing style. I will be reading more of her books, and I gave this one 3.5 stars, and it was perfect summer vibes. I will say that because I chose to read it outside for the Herkyed challenge, mosquito bites, I'm sweaty, like I finished it and then came and take a shower, and then I put on pajamas because I don't plan on leaving the house for the rest of the day. Because what I am gonna do is I'm gonna pick a new summer vibes book to read. These books never behave. They don't listen to me at all. I don't know. I know which one I think I want to read, which that's this one, Very Bad Company. It's like they go on a corporate retreat to some, like, do they go to an island? Oh, they go on a corporate retreat in Miami, and then like things go awry. It's a pretty short read. I've just never heard of this author before. It's giving summer vibes on the cover. Look at that. Beautiful. And I felt like this would be a good one. This is the one that I want to read. However, I also have the Jenny Han series, and unbeknownst to me, because I don't know where I live in Bookland, this is a series, a TV show on like Netflix. Okay, so, and I guess the 3rd season is about to come out. I'm like, I've never read these books. These books were gifted to me, and I've never read any of them. And I'm like, should I just go ahead and start reading them? And these are YA, so you know, font is pretty big, books are pretty short. I mean, it would be an easy, which one is even first? Is it The Summer I Turned Pretty? I think that's the first one, right? So yeah, what do I pick? I don't know what to do. There's also like 100 other books over here. I do want to get into the Carly Fortune, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and read Very Bad Company, because it's the one that I felt like I wanted to read. I even like marked it because I'm like, I think it's this one. So let's just do this one and we'll see how it goes. I will not be reading this outside though. I'm going to read this inside in the comfort of my couch, and let summer be summer outside by itself. I'll read it by the window, so at least I'm feeling summer-y. I'm not going to the beach this summer, so I can't do... I do have a work trip to the beach, like, in September. So I'll take another one of these books with me on that work trip, but I'm not going to the beach for myself, personally, this summer. So this is gonna have to stand in for my beach. Miami, here we come. I'm 50 pages in. This is not an incredibly long book. I think it's like 260 pages. I'm 50 pages in. Nothing's happened yet. We're just still meeting all the cast of characters. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard for a short book to have such a large cast of characters, but we'll find out. I'm not hating it. Nothing's happened, and I don't understand why. So. Okay. No sooner did I give that last update about how like nothing has happened in 50 pages did things start happening. Okay, so Corporate Retreat, it's not exactly satirical, but it definitely is sort of a comedic take on like corporate politics, whatever. And so it's kind of funny, but they're on this corporate retreat and like things get crazy. A coworker, it's all like the executives. So one of the executives goes missing and they're like, oh, we're just gonna go jet skiing, like whatever. They're in the middle of a big corporate shakeup and it has gotten out of hand. The CEO is very, I don't know if eccentric is quite the word. Pretty sure he's like just a narcissist, like your run of the mill narcissistic CEO. I'm sure you can think of a couple of those. Like we won't name any names today, but you can think of a few of those. I mean, there's some cars. Anyway, so it's just very crazy. And like at one point, someone got a report that somebody died, and his reaction was that his got hard. Like, I genuinely, every time I get to a new chapter in this book, I'm like, what? So, I mean, the first 50 pages, nothing's really happening. You're meeting the cast of characters. After that, we are off to the races. I am currently 50% of the way through this book. And I just like, I'm so confused. Not even confused. I'm just like flabbergasted. I can't wait to see how this ends because it's crazy, crazy. I guess I thought our main character was this girl who just got hired, but like they're all main characters. And the girl who just got hired is in for quite the surprise. Like we're in on it because we heard it from somebody else's chapter, but she doesn't know yet. So like, okay, anyway, I think I'm gonna stop here for tonight and pick it back up tomorrow and try to finish it. I should be able to. It's a pretty fast read. Like it's a short book, it's a fast read. And once we got past that initial, like nothing's happening, it was like every single chapter. So yeah, I think I'll finish this tomorrow and then we'll be able to pick summer read number 3. You guys, did we actually talk about Very Bad Company, like at the end? I can't remember because truthfully, it's been a while since I finished reading it and I want to pick one more book for this video. This will be like my first time doing a video that like spans over several weeks time. So like, I don't know what I'm doing, okay? And I can't remember if I filmed a clip about that or not. And I really wanted to pick another one, but I also wanted to make sure that I had something in here that was talking briefly about Very Bad Company. So just in case, here's a brief synopsis of it while I get ready for the day. So yeah, so it's like a corporate retreat and this lady like doesn't technically even work there yet. Like she has been hired, she's been like scouted and hired, and they asked her to come on this retreat, which was like a week or 2 weeks before she was technically supposed to onboard to the company. So she goes and like all these other people, like all the like C-suite people that are there are basically cuckoo in their own individual ways. There's like a whole cast of characters that are just wild and crazy. One of the C-suite members goes missing / is murdered. It's for most of the book, it's like unclear whether that person is missing or murdered. So it's like a series of events on this corporate retreat where the CEO is like pretending, like he's a wild and wacky CEO and he's like pretending like nothing happened, like there's nothing out of the ordinary because he doesn't want any like bad press around this event. It's basically like that happens and they're having a wild good time in Miami, which is what makes it kind of like a summery book. There's a lot of talk. It's not like true summer vibes, but it's definitely hot in Miami. And so there's a lot of talk about like the weather and how gross it is outside, and they're doing all these like water activities and things like that. And so anyway, that's what kind of gives it summery vibes. It's not like a true summer book, but they're doing that, and kind of like the culmination of the book is after they get back from the retreat and they are kind of like dealing with the fallout of it and like what's gonna happen to the company from there. It was a decent read. Like it was super mid, not bad, but super mid. So I don't regret reading it or buying it. That was that book. But I want to pick one more book. And I can't even tell. I think you can see. And I don't know. There's like a good selection here. I still got some Abby Jimenez. Got my Carly Fortune up here. Ashley Poston. I don't know. Is this actually summer or just the cover giving summer vibes? Problematic Summer Romance, Ellie Hazelwood. I've got my hardcovers. I think I want to save the hardcovers for something else. I don't know. Although Summer in the City, I mean, that's like summer, right? More Carly Fortune, which I think I need to read every summer after first? No. Yeah. Every summer after is first before One Golden Summer. Is that? Okay, I don't know. The Resort. Oh, she's thick. Slow Burn Summer. That's, I mean, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I know that like season 3 of that show is coming soon. I don't know. Oh, 7 Days in June. So I was at a event, a book signing talk thing, and a bunch of girls in line were talking about this book, and honestly, their opinions were very divided on it, but it kind of made me want to read it more. And I already owned it at that point, so I was like, oh, we need to move that up the list. Oh, she's actually not that long. 325 pages. It feels like it's a lot more than that. I don't know why. It feels like this is like a 400 pager, but 325, that's not bad. I don't think I've read any Black authored books in my last reading month. Did I read any? We're gonna have to do Miss Tia Williams, because I haven't read a Black authored book in a while. Let's go read 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I mean, it's July when I'm reading. It's like the end of July when I'm reading this, but we'll just pretend. Okay. Looking at my bed head. Okay, I have not talked about this book at all. This is 7 Days in June, Tia Williams. My intent was to come in here and talk about this when I got like 100 pages in, and I'm 185 pages in, 183 pages in, and this is my first time talking about this. First of all, hold on, I feel like I need to adjust the camera. Give me a sec, okay? Okay, I think that's better. Hopefully it's better. So, first of all, I don't know what I thought I was expecting in this book. I'm not getting what I was expecting, if that makes sense. But I'm getting everything. So, first of all, I bought this book on my birthday trip to New Orleans, and it was purchased in at Baldwin Books. I can tell because of the bookmark that I have placed inside of it. So I was so excited when I opened this, and your girl is autographed. Like, I did not know this was a signed copy of the book. They weren't advertising that at the bookstore that I bought it at. It's signed. It starts off with a bang. Like, it's so funny. And I don't think, it's not I don't believe it's supposed to be a comedy, but it's funny. Like, there's funny bits in it, and it is about a serious matter, but it's funny. There's this single mom raising her daughter. She's a smutty book writer, and there's also this guy who's like one of those serious novelists, and they have like a past together. They're coming together in the future and sort of like reliving that past, and I guess like starting a new story. I don't really know. I haven't gotten that far in. Someone told me that Tia Williams likes to hold your hand and walk you through the playground. Like, you're not going to be able to like race there. Like, you're going to have to take your time because she's not going to let go of your hand at any point in time. So like, we're over halfway through the book and we've not gotten there yet. So I don't actually know what's going to become of it. And when I say like, it's not what I thought it was going to be, I genuinely thought, based on the premise of like, oh, they had 7 days together in the past, like, I thought that maybe they like went to college together as writers, and now it's, years in the future and they are meeting up at like a writing conference or something. Like, that's the idea I had in my head. That's not what this is. But it's so good though. Like, this is my first Tia Williams book. It will not be my last. I'm a little bit scared of a love song for Ricky Wilde, but maybe I'll read that one next. Yes, it is now August, and I'm still reading this book. I planned to read it way back in June. It just never happened. But we're reading it now, and it's fine. Nobody said I had to read it in June. So, you know, I mean, whatever. This book is kind of deep, though. So I will caution you, it's not like a cutesy little love story. It's pretty deep. So I'm going to get back to reading this. I don't know. I won't be finishing it today, but I think I can finish it probably tomorrow. The problem is I keep switching between this and another book. I'm not just reading this book. You can probably tell this background from another video that I think went up before this one. I am on my little trip to Fredericksburg, Virginia. So I'm going between this video and another video. So, you know, is what it is. And I don't need this for reading. That's for filming. So I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to do a little more reading.
Okay. Let me say this one time, yeah, one time. You make me feel alright, so nice. I know you wanna do more, say less. You can stay the night, you don't gotta go. We could take this slowly. No need to be lonely. Let me take you on this ride, no need to be shy.
Okay, I just finished 7 Days in June. It was cute. Y'all know I love love. I love a good love story. Listen, let me just write up. Okay, my quick thoughts. The third act breakup, I could have done without that. Listen, sure, it made for a story, but I could have done without that because I feel like they had so much struggle and strife in the beginning of the book, in the beginning of the story, that it wasn't really necessary. But other than that, yeah, what? I do like that it was like a romance that had some spice, but it wasn't like spicy. You know what I mean? Like, there were like 2 little sex scenes, whatever. We got back to the story. I want to see more. Like, is there a part 2? And the epilogue felt like it should have been part of the regular book. Like, when I'm talking epilogue, I'm like, okay, here we are on our honeymoon. Not like, this is how we got back together. So, I mean, for those reasons, I didn't love, like, I guess, like, the way that she chose to write it, but I love the story. So, you know, I mean, all in all, it was a good book. Did it give summer? I don't know. I mean, it was hot. It was June. It was hot for them. And she even went down, listen, let me not give it away, but she even went down to a more hot, summery place in it. So, I'll give it summer. Like I said, it was totally different from, like, beach read. Like, this was no Emily Henry ride. So if that's your bag, like, this is totally different. But I'm glad I read it during the summer. So 7 Days in June. What do I rate this? I don't know. I'm feeling like a 4. I think I'm going to go with a 4. That is the last of my summer vibe books. I'm gonna go back to just reading whatever I want, not just summer books anymore. Actually, I think I might do another video that's kind of like this, but it's gonna be reading arcs. You're not gonna see that one for a while because I have 3 arcs that I need to read that all are being published in October. So I think I'm gonna read those 3 in a video style similar to this, and maybe I'll be able to get my life together and remember exactly how I filmed this video, because honestly, from reading Beach Read, which was like for me like almost a month and a half ago, so like 6 weeks ago, to reading this book, I don't even remember if I gave a wrap up of the other 2 books or not. The footage is somewhere on my computer and I'll have to see when I'm editing. So if you see editing me pop in just a second, you'll know it's because I do not have my life together whatsoever. But if you made it this far in the video, thank you for coming along on this wild summer journey, reading Beach Read, Very Bad Company, and 7 Days in June with me this very, very hot summer. I also would like to just say that I don't know if it was evident from the back of the book, from the blurb on the back of the book, but our girl suffers from severe migraines, and I feel a kind of way about me not knowing that going into this book, and me reading this book while I was having like the God's most awful migraine that I've ever had in my entire life. Like, it's still softly lingering in the background right now. So it felt especially torturous to be reading this book at this time in my life. But yeah, so pleasant find for disability rep for her kid. I did not know that that was going to be upon us, and I get to check that off on my list. So thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me, and hit the like, subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.